the law. Let's bring in Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu. He served as an impeachment manager during the second impeachment of Donald Trump. Congressman Lieu, good to see you. Tell me the question on everybody's mind here, what happens now as these ethics referrals get sent over? I just suggested, I think rightly, that they're not going to go anywhere in the ethics committee. But what happens to these free-range insurrectionists that you have to work with every day? Is there no accountability for them? Do they get off scot-free?
Thank you, John, for your question. And let me first say that the Ethics Committee is one of the most bipartisan committees in Congress. So I would let them do their job and see what happens. What I'm concerned about is when Kevin McCarthy and incoming chair of the Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, blow off bipartisan congressional subpoenas, that makes it very difficult for them to subpoena anyone next term, because witnesses will simply blow off those subpoenas as well, citing Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan's actions. And that is severely damaging to the credibility of the House of Representatives.
Am I overstating it, Congressman, to say that, we're about to have a House controlled by Republicans if Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker and the leadership ranks are made up of people like Jim Jordan and the shadow leadership ranks are made up of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, that we're going to have a House of Representatives run by people who are at least complicit, if not active participants in some cases active participants in, but even in the most modest cases, complicit in what this committee has now declared to have been an insurrection led by the former president of the United States. Isn't that really what we're seeing right now, is that one House of Congress is controlled by insurrectionists?
You're accurate. And it's very clear that Donald Trump could not have pulled off this attack on the Capitol by himself. He had help. Now, whether there's enough evidence to prosecute all the people that helped Donald Trump do this insurrection, that's something the Department of Justice is going to have to look into.
I'm going to read a little bit to you from the executive summary of the report here, Congressman, about Debbie Lesko here. This is from the executive summary. On January 5th, after promoting unfounded objections to election results, Representative Debbie Lesko appears to have recognized the danger in a call with her colleagues. Quote, "I also asked leadership to come up with a safety plan for members. We also have, quite honestly, Trump supporters who actually believe that we are going to overturn the election. And when that doesn't happen, most likely will not happen, they are going to go nuts." Congressman, we say that these criminal referrals are symbolic. They don't have the force of law. But I have to say that, just again, as a person who's watched all of this stuff and paid attention pretty carefully, the notion that all of these congresspeople, some of them who seem to have had so much knowledge, foreknowledge of what was going on and did nothing, the fact that what they're getting is a ethics committee referral, even if you accept your point of view, which is that, hey, the ethics committee is pretty bipartisan, we'll see what they do, that they're not being, any of them is being subject to any kind of criminal referral, strikes me, and I think probably a lot of people, as pretty weak beer.
I think one of the problems is that a number of these members of Congress basically ignored the bipartisan congressional subpoenas. So the January 6th committee was not able to get the same amount of evidence that they could with some of the other witnesses who did comply and talked about what happened on January 6th and what led up to January 6th. So I think part of the problem is just a lack of evidence that the committee itself may have. But the Department of Justice won't have that same problem. They have the power to subpoena witnesses and have witnesses comply with those subpoenas. And we'll see what the Department of Justice does.
Congressman Ted Lieu, thank you for taking the time.